Down in the description below, I have a link to my new third channel, Realm of Geekdom, where I'm going to be uploading all of my classic podcasts, along with new episodes coming out very soon, where I'm going to have some crazy interviews, stuff that I promise you're not expecting. Over there at Realm of Geekdom, the link is down below. Give me a subscription, check out some of the shows we have on there, and there's tons more to come on that channel. Now, let's get to the video. So the Jonathan Majors case, man, look, I did a video yesterday about this, and I said it wasn't looking good because people were starting to drop Jonathan Majors, but understand that just because he was starting to get dropped does not mean that he actually was guilty. Obviously, I said in the video yesterday and the ones I've done before about this story that he has to have his day in court, and we need to hear and see what's happening. But now they are coming out of the woodwork. Okay, here we go. So, Variety reports Jonathan Majors' issues worsen as more alleged abuse victims cooperate with the DA's office. So, let's recap what's going on. In March, Jonathan Majors, the same guy who played Dame in Creed 3 and is playing Kang the Conqueror and his variants in the MCU Phase 4, 5, and 6, he got arrested for choking and striking. I think it was just choking, but I think there might have been some more physical. Either way, it was physical. He got physical with his girlfriend, according to what the story was, and he had to go. He went to jail time, whatever, bailed himself out. He's got a court case in May. Now, since then, his attorney has come out and said, no, it's not true. The attorney even showed text messages, and they were saying that they have plenty of evidence to prove that he's not guilty. But it's already been over a month, and we haven't gotten anything yet. And that's fine, because his day in court's not till May, and there's no purpose, there's no reason for Marvel to announce that he's going to be taking off the projects he has coming up, because he doesn't have to start doing those for a while. You understand? It's going to be a while. So, I say that because he started getting dropped from other movies, and I covered that in my last video. So now we have this story where people are now saying that people are coming out basically validating that this guy's done this before. Now, when this story first broke, there were people in the industry that referred to him as being like narcissistic and kind of a bully, but that does not mean that he was physically assaulting people. There's tons of people in the world who are bullies but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, you understand? But this could be something else. So it says here, sources familiar with the matter tell Variety that multiple alleged abuse victims of Majors have come forward following his March arrest and are cooperating with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. The prospect of more women waiting in the wings would mark a dramatic turn in the case and comes on the heels of Majors' publicist and management firm cutting ties with the embattled actor earlier this week. The DA declined to comment. This is from the district attorney. Jonathan Majors is innocent. No, this is from his attorney. Hold on. This is from his lawyer. Jonathan Majors is innocent and has not abused anyone. We have provided irrefutable evidence to the district attorney that the charges are false. We are confident that he will be fully exonerated. That's from his attorney, Priya Chowdhury, who I've been talking about. I've been talking about her in the last few videos I've done. But of course, she has to say that. Like, that's her client. Why would she ever say, oh, well, he's guilty, unless he was going to try and cop a plea bargain? Like, maybe he'll say, okay, well, say you're guilty and you'll have to pay less fines or do less time. But he's defending this. So he's not going to say he's guilty, which means that either he is innocent or he will be proven not to be innocent when they actually go to court. And this thing could take a while because court cases do tend to drag on sometimes. So it says here, NYPD spokesperson said in a statement that a 30-year-old woman told police she had been assaulted by Majors, 33, and that she sustained minor injuries to her head and neck and was removed to an area hospital in stable condition. That was back in March, like when the whole thing happened. And the lawyer said that Majors is provably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. So the lawyer's saying that he's the victim. They're both going to say that. That's just how it is. So it says here that the husband of the lawyer, Andrew Burke, is serving as Major's crisis publicist and doubled down on the narrative that Majors was the victim when he released a series of text messages on March 30 that were intended to be exonerating. Like I said the other day, those texts can be read two different ways. But if you're Jonathan Majors and you are about to blow up and you're with somebody who is toxic or somebody who's inflicting violence on you or who knows how to trigger you, that's terms for a breakup. Because your career is way more important than that of being with a woman who's going to call the cops on you, right? That is, of course, if that's what happened. That's one side. The other side is he's defending himself because he is guilty and there's not enough proof and he thinks he can win the case. Either way, that does not mean we're going to get him booted out of the MCU just yet, but it would be disastrous. And you know they're having meetings about this over there at Marvel to figure out what they're going to do depending on what happens, because this court case could be a situation that they're dealing with for years. It could legitimately be that. They're recapping the story here. And it says they're talking about Avengers Kang Dynasty. So this is nothing new. Yeah, it says that Major's stepping down from the board of the Gotham Film and Media Institute. Yeah, he's leaving a lot of organizations. Like that he is. But the story here is that there are other people coming out now. And I don't know if the stories of these other people actually are violent or not, or if it's witnesses to him being violent. But if there's a bunch of women who are going to come out and have, accuse him of something, and they actually have photographs, eyewitness testimony, DNA evidence, or whatever they can to get this guy in trouble, this could be disastrous not only for his career but for the MCU, because the easy answer is, well, they can just make it another variant Kang. Okay, they could do that with a different actor, except for one problem. The mid-credit scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania showed the variants, and they all look like Jonathan Majors. This is not going to be something that's going to be an easy fix, and it could throw a huge monkey wrench into the MCU. I mean a huge one. Obviously, the real story here is if this guy is guilty, he should go down, of course, because striking a partner or a woman like that ain't cool. Now, if they're both toxic, I'm sure that'll come out in court whenever they do cross testimony, right? That's just usually how it is. But that remains to be seen. We might not have an answer to this for another year. Like, genuinely, these court cases, if it ends up going to court and the prosecution continues, the DA, and they want to keep moving this, it could be months and months and months of his life. And obviously, as an actor who has now had to cancel a bunch of projects, he wants to get back working again as fast as possible. So it's in his best interest to try to get this resolved as fast as possible, because if he does get dropped from Marvel, or from, really, he's already been dropped from a bunch of movies, he can obviously go make more movies. But if he is found guilty, or if there's evidence to prove that he is a woman beater or a narcissistic, physically violent guy, then that's it for his career, man. He'll go back to the straight to DVD era, straight to Blu-ray or whatever. He's done, bro. At least when it comes to making major money, no pun intended. And it all comes down to what happens, yo. But that's what I got for you. Take care, y'all. And whatever else happens, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I would keep an open mind. That's the mature way to look at this and see where it goes.